Hey, Richie Pryor here from the Relationship Academy, and today we're going to talk about a huge relationship killer, and that is resentment. And we're going to talk about it in the context of how resentment ends up coming into play with fights and arguments. And do you ever wonder why you sometimes fight, you and your partner fight about or argue about something that seems really ridiculous? Yep, I thought so. The reason for that is we're not really fighting about the ridiculous thing, okay? We're fighting about something that happened an hour ago, a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 20 years ago. I have couples in my chairs that are holding on to stuff that happened sometimes 20 years ago. And when that resentment is building up for that amount of time, there's going to be constant conflict, okay? Because that partner, they'll forget about it from time to time, but all of a sudden they'll be triggered by some little random thing, bang, and that'll come in, and that's what they'll attack their partner about. So I'll give you a little story here. So I got home from work, and I am kind of on the couch, being brain dead, binging Netflix. I love any kind of British, Irish, Scottish crime TV shows. I just love them. I can't get enough of them. So I'm sitting there, laying there, watching TV, just like vegging out. And my wife comes to the door. She goes, "Hey, Richie." It's like, "Hey, what's up? Welcome home. How was your day?" She goes, "My day was good. What have you been doing today?" And it's like, "Well, I had a long day, so I'm just kind of hanging out here watching TV." And she goes, "Well, I thought you were going to paint the deck." It's like, "No, I didn't feel like it." So my beautiful wife says, "I've been asking you to paint that deck for a week, okay? And you still haven't painted it. And you don't do anything around the house." So I became dismissive, and I said, "Okay," and shut down, went in the room, shut the door, and continued watching my Netflix. Do you think that made my wife happy? Absolutely not. That really pissed her off. So she came into the bedroom, and she kept on going, being really critical, and then I started getting defensive. So we kind of both went our separate ways, and typically partners do that, and they don't talk for maybe 1 or 2 days after that. And a week later, I got home from work. My wife was laying on the couch, and I don't like to see anything on my my kitchen counters. So my wife loves making toast and jelly. So I get home, and I see this knife on the counter with jelly on it. So as I pick up the knife to go put it into the sink and wash it, my brain is triggered. It says, "Oh, I remember what happened." So what happened was, when I picked up that knife, it triggered that memory from a week ago when she yelled at me and criticized me and was judgmental towards me. So how do you think I reacted to her in that moment? Same way. So I got the knife, put it in the sink, and said, "You know what? I am sick and tired of you leaving knives on the counter with jelly on it. You know, I got to always clean the kitchen up, and I can't stand it anymore. You should put your stuff away after you make your toast." And how do you think she responded? She yelled back. So we went back and forth and back and forth. So reflecting back on this situation, what were we really arguing about? We were arguing about two things. The first thing, we were arguing about an argument that we had before, because she thought it was all said and done, but I was still carrying that. So I was holding on to that resentment. It was sitting inside of me until it just exploded in that moment. So I attacked her, okay? And she got defensive, so there was another fight. So that fight was not about the jelly and the knife. The fight was about what happened the week before. So what I should have done a week before, instead of dismissing her and holding on to that resentment, I should have said, when she said, you didn't paint the deck, you never do anything around it, it's like I should have responded to her in a nice, most effective response and said, I will paint the deck. Today I am really tired. I am so emotionally exhausted from work that if my life depended on it, I couldn't do 2 + 2. And I love you dearly, and I hear what you're saying about the deck, and I promise that I will paint it next weekend. Would that be okay with you? And her response would have said, yeah, no problem. I love you too. That is the trick to not having resentment in your relationship, okay? You have to stand up for yourself when you're feeling criticized or attacked, and the most effective way so your partner hears you and responds effectively as well, okay? So that story, there's some truth to the story. My wife would never go lazy because of anything but the jelly and the knife situation, I tell that story to clients all the time because it's true. It's like there's always, she come home I was talking to a couple last week and I was using this similar situation. I was trying to help them with some of the resentment they were holding on. So I tell the jelly and the knife story. So I told us, you know what, I'll go home and I bet you on the counter, there'll be a knife with jelly on it. And it was. So stand up for yourself. Don't hold on to things, okay? And if you're holding on resentment for over like a week, months, years, for a real past hurt, you should find a therapist that can really help talk you through that, because that is something really difficult to process in your own, especially if anything got to do with cheating. So that's it. I'm done talking. I talked too much. I hope you enjoyed this this little hack, relationship skill, and I hope you put it to good use. I am Richie Pryor from the Relationship Academy. Ciao.